Before we get into this video, just a friendly reminder to enter my Marvel Avengers Little Bits giveaway, open until the 26th of October 2018, where I'm giving one lucky subscriber the chance to win your very own Avengers Hero Inventor Kit valued at $249. To enter, head to the link in the top right corner or click through the hyperlink at the end of the video. This time last week, Netflix announced that they would be cancelling Marvel series Iron Fist after only 2 seasons. And now word has come in that Luke Cage is the next series to be getting the axe from the streaming platform. This news, of course, has sent the internet into overdrive, with many commentators claiming that it's a clear sign that Disney are making big steps to centralize their content, with their streaming service launching sometime in 2019. However, as Deadline reports, the cancellation of Luke Cage has more to do with creative differences between the show's writers' room, Netflix, and Marvel, with conversations between all three parties over an in-development 3rd season falling apart over the last 48 hours. While it is possible that Disney have lost interest in negotiating over these properties with a hope to bring them over to their streaming platform in the future, we do have to remember that they still have a contract with Netflix for these characters, and it's Netflix's final decision whether they continue on with more seasons or not Disney's. In the same way that Sony have final say on the Spider-Man character, and prior to the buyout, Fox had final say over the X-Men franchise. Disney just simply do not have the power to say, alright guys, it's time for you to just hand those characters back over to us, when they have a legally binding contract with Netflix. Yes, they are making moves to remove all their MCU movies from Netflix, but this is a totally different deal. So really, anything that you hear about Disney centralizing content in relation to the Marvel Netflix originals simply cannot be true, no matter how convenient or coincidental it may seem right now, as talk of Disney's streaming service and their Fox buyout continues to ramp up. Under Disney's original contract with Netflix, we assume that Netflix will retain their original handful of series for the foreseeable future anyway, and it's unlikely that they'd move them across to a different platform. When the contract is up, that certainly doesn't mean that Disney can't make new series for the properties to launch on their service, given that Disney's ABC Studios produces the series in the first place, but I'm not too sure why they want to do this when there already seems to be plans for them to make MCU-centered series focused on characters like Loki and Scarlet Witch, which I imagine will be bigger hitters for the service than revamped Netflix shows. With Daredevil Season 3 having just launched, a 3rd season of Jessica Jones on the way, and a 2nd season of The Punisher in the works, Netflix certainly don't seem to be done with their universe just yet. So just because these 2 series have been cancelled doesn't mean they can't pop up in another show in the future. I mean, all the characters have intermingled in the Defenders miniseries, and Luke Cage actually debuted in Jessica Jones Season 1 to begin with, so if the characters were to be injected into another character's franchise, it would be perfectly reasonable. Netflix still have the character rights and have Finn Jones, Mike Coulter, and their respective supporting casts on contract, so why wouldn't they utilize them? I'm personally not a huge fan of Iron Fist, but I really love Luke Cage. I haven't watched the 2nd seasons of either shows yet, but I do plan to. I've heard that each series ends on a fairly big cliffhanger, so it would really be sad to see them go without a resolution. What I personally hope to see is, instead of Netflix making these 2 heroes side characters in another hero's program, why not mash them together and give us a Power Man and Iron Fist Heroes for Hire series based on the comics in which Cage and Rand are a superhuman crime-fighting duo. Of course, with word that Disney hasn't allowed Netflix access to any new Marvel characters, this doesn't give Netflix a huge sandbox to be able to introduce new heroes into the Heroes for Hire team-up like in the comics, but I don't think we'd really need that, especially when Colleen Wing and Misty Knight could pad out the roster. The Cage Fist comics are a whole lot of fun, and I actually think it would work better as a series for both characters, opening up a whole new world of narrative possibilities. Netflix doesn't release ratings information on their shows, but we can assume that to cancel 2 shows so swiftly, they're probably not getting the best views on them, especially when we also consider that Netflix have dropped the axe on a number of other shows recently too. So maybe the best solution for Netflix, if they want to keep these characters alive, is to meld these 2 shows together and just kind of see what happens. Perhaps with references to Heroes for Hire in the past, this has been the plan all along. I sure hope so. So how about you guys out there? How do you feel about Netflix cancelling not one but 2 Marvel shows? What do you think Netflix has planned for these guys in the future, if anything? And what would you personally like to see happen with these characters? Or are you simply in the camp that believes that Disney is slowly centralizing every single one of their properties for their streaming service? Fire away in the comments below and let me know your thoughts, but as always, please stay civil, guys. If this is your first time viewing one of my videos, you like what you've seen, you'd like to see more like this in the future, then please don't forget to hit that big old subscribe button up on your screen right now, and also hit that like button down below if you're feeling extra generous. Also, don't forget to check out my many social media accounts, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day.